Hello, this is Short Me Tina from shortmetina.com, doing a video recap for ticker symbol BMY Bristol Myers. I'm looking at the weekly chart for the past 10 years so you can get an idea as to why I want to get in this stock. Long-term trend for the past 10 years has been up. So if we're to trade or follow the direction of the trend long-term, we'd want to be long this stock. But I'm not long the stock as of yet because I'm not quite sure the stock has bottomed out. So I'm going to zoom into trading activity for the past year so you can see what's going on. So we were doing all right earlier in the year, and then we got this big red candle here in August. And for those that's following the stock, you know it's basically because they had this cancer drug that was in late stage clinical trials, and the results were not as expected. They were subpar, and Wall Street, Main Street crushed the stock. I'm not sure why. I really think this sell-off is overdone, but again, I'm not going to throw my money on a long trade until I'm convinced that the sell-off has been done and the risk reward has been skewed heavily in my favor. I'm not a perfect trader, and I do get things wrong, and I initially got this one wrong, but I think what separates me from a lot of traders that are still struggling is, I'll be honest with you, I have no issues in taking a loss. I take them because there are going to be those times where you're going to have those really huge and big plays, and it's going to erase all of those little losses you've taken along the way. So for me, taking about a 2-point loss on this was okay. And it was okay because I noticed early on that the trade was not going in my direction. So the sell-off, again, if we're looking at this weekly candle here, we had a high during that week of 76.30 and we closed at 61.56. So I actually, because of this little wick here, I actually decided to buy the stock around, let me see here. Can't remember exactly the figure, but it was like around, let's say like low to mid 61, right? And when the stock got to around 58, 57, I said to myself, this sell-off is not done. Get out this trade. And I got out of this trade around 58, 59, taking about a little over 2-point loss on this stock. Seeing that there was more downside, I decided to flip the script, and I actually went short around, again, I don't know the exact entry because I've had, I entered the stock on multiple occasions, but I think it's something around mid to high 58s. And while I did think it was wise to shave off some of your position around here at 55, I didn't completely take off all of the short off the table because I'm not sure that the sell-in is done. Now, this is not to say that I'm expecting this to crash, another 5 or 10 points. It can happen. I don't see a scenario in which it happens unless the entire broader market is in a complete sell-off. But I think at some point there's going to be, and this is opinion, just based on the fact that I've been watching this stock, honestly, since the sell-off. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So for the past 7 weeks, close to 2 months, I've been watching this stock. So I think I have a relatively decent pulse on the rhythm of this particular stock. And I think at some point it's going to have a final wash. And I'm not even going to buy that final wash. I'm going to wait for it to stabilize a little bit. So what the stabilization look like to me? Well, it's a lot of sideways action. So something like this, which you're seeing here, from April here to about June. So that's 2 months of some sort of sideways action. So I kind of want to see that happening. The longer it happens, the better. That means the stock has found sort of its groove. Are we there yet? I don't think so. So the funny part is I actually thought this week would have been our first green week. So that's the first thing you want to see, is you want to see like your first green week, right? followed by maybe some sideways action. Today, almost like they're trying to screw with people that are long right now, the stock closed red. So since the initial sell-off, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks of selling, right? But based on the size of these candles, it looks like the sell-off is about to it's about to sort of, subside. Funny thing is, here's the thing, I'm going to do a little shameless pitch here. If you're not a subscriber, go to my website, shortmetina.com, and subscribe for free. And you can actually read, I actually did a blog for free subscribers, showing them with, actual chart images on what to look for to see whether or not a sell-off is done and there's about to be a reversal. And this particular chart and these candlesticks kind of mimics what I was saying in the blog that I wrote. So if you're interested in reading that blog, go to my website, shortmetina.com, and read it over. So what do I think? So let me stop with the rant and go back to levels of support, levels of resistance. I'm only looking at one level of support right now. So for now, we have 55.11 here as the low, the week of August 29th. And this week we have 55.02 as the low. So we've been bouncing off of low 55s for the past 3 weeks. So in my mind, okay, it seems as though 55 represents solid support. Well, not solid. 55 represents support. I'm not convinced that that's going to be firm support because the stock has actually flirted with low 55s for a lot of trading days these past couple of weeks. And in my experience, the more a stock sort of flirts with a level, chances are it's going to break that level. So I'm waiting for that break, which I think will be the capitulation. And then hopefully we'll see some sideways actions. And then, the stock will start to move up from that point. So where do I think the stock can go? Do I think it'll ever get back to 76.30? I think so at some point. I mean, this is a good company. They have drugs out there doing well in sales. I'm pretty sure they'll get back on their feet. So I know that the stock at some point is going to actually go up. Do I see 76.30 anytime in the near future? I don't, but who knows? What I'm looking for right now, let me zoom out a little bit. It's essentially to get back to these levels. So whenever I decide to get into this trade, and I'm, again, waiting for that final wash, the most I can see based on my chart in a relatively short period of time is around 63, 64. So I think that's where the stock rather can go to in a short period of time. If you're interested in knowing when I'm actually going to enter this trade or when I think it's actually a good time to enter this trade, well, that's going to be reserved for premium members. So go to my website again, shortmetina.com, sign up, and you'll be alerted as a premium member when and if I decide to enter this trade or when and if I decide to close my short. Well, I'll close my short eventually, but if you're curious as to when I'm going to close my short and go long, again, head over to shortmetina.com and sign up for one of my premium packages. Again, this is BMY. I think it is a stock to own. I'm not convinced that this is the time to own it as of yet. Keep watching, keep following, and again, thanks for the support.